This programme is brought to you by ultimatepool.tv.
Week 6 of the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup, and as the action hots up and the last 16 lineup starts to shape up, it's time to play 8-Ball's own version of Family Fortunes tonight. First up, it's uncle and nephew teaming up in Ole and Sonny Bale. The Bridgewater boys will be hoping for success tonight as Ultimate Pool professional and former European champion Ole the Bullet Bale teams up with his nephew Sonny, himself a prolific local league player. A special night in the Bale household, but not the only family connection tonight as we welcome father and son duo in Vic and Vivek Mack. The Coventry Curious team up again tonight after many successful team competitions together in the past. A dangerous Welsh pairing is next up on the slate as former Welsh international captain and Bapto singles champion Phil Hoskins is joined by his former international teammate Kyle Edwards. And we're rounded out tonight by some Sheffield steel as South Yorkshire pairing Shane Rowley and Andrew Harriet enter the fray with more than a puncher's chance. Opportunity knocks tonight as we enter group number 6 of the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup.
On to our opening match then, and it's Edwards and Hoskins taking on Harriet and Rowley.
And if you are watching the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup for the first time, always worth pointing out that every pair will play each other tonight. 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Golden break is in operation if you pop the 8-Ball off the break, which Phil Hoskins very nearly did here. And league table format, if we're level on points at the end of the group between the top 2 or maybe even 3 or maybe even 4, never yet happened, then we will have a 6-red shootout to determine who qualifies. But on a start go, I think we may struggle to find a better break hit than that all night because Phil Hoskins absolutely creamed those.
Yeah, that was something else. What a way to start the night. Last week we started the night with a golden break. This time we started with one of the biggest breaks we'll see, and it won't be much longer than a golden break. They'll finish these off pretty quickly.
This is Kyle at the table.
Good combination, this. Welsh pairing, both played international pool for Wales and on the black ball side of things for a long time. Big question mark for me over Phil and Kyle is how well are they going to deal with the rule set, something they're not going to be as comfortable with. Haven't played a huge amount off this version of the game. It'd be fine when you've got a wide open chance like this. It's just when it gets a bit touchy in a tactical frame.
Judged that cannon really well, did Phil. Now just the job of the 8-Ball for Kyle Edwards. First frame, a Scotch frame, then we've got 2 singles, followed by a Scotch 2 singles, and if required, the decider will be on Scotch doubles. But that is a perfect start for the Edwards and Hoskins pairing.
That's not good. That's not good at all. Needed a fuller contact just to knock it up away from the yellow. And now they're in full trouble.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hit and hope, that from Shane Rowley. Knew he could make a cannon, but what happened once the cannon was made was... Well, it wasn't quite anybody's guess, because there was a good chance of that happening, but he knew it was his only real shot, I think. Can Andrew Harriet pull out something special?
He certainly can.
Yes, he can.
Have some of that.
What a shot from Andrew Harriet. The vet with some surgical precision.
Oh, nicely done. Where's the cue ball?
No, oh no. Oh, Shane. Oh, Shane. Pot's fine. Just slightly too much on the cue ball.
And that would cost them the frame. Harriet made a reverse clearance in the next to go back in front. We join his partner Shane Rowley breaking in frame 6.
Less than 3 to go. Straight in off. Just the opportunity that Kyle Edwards was looking for. And this was something that was really plaguing Shane in his match earlier on in the tournament, early on in the month rather, with the Masters against Craig Waddingham. He was starved of chances, and plenty of them was because I think he went in off 2 or 3 times.
Here we go. Kyle doesn't know the rules. That's loss of turn. He's used to black ball rules, and he thought he could play the plant and go reds. You can't. In that situation, that is loss of turn. I said it at the beginning of the night. The rules might catch them out, and they absolutely have.
Yeah, you can only play what is essentially a legal shot. You have to play reds to pot the red to be reds. You can't play a multicolour plant and be open table.
Huge rules error there, and that would cost him the frame as Shane was able to run the clock down for the victory. On to our second match then, and it's the family affair. Bale and Bale versus Mack and Mack, and we join them in the opening frame.
You can see there, clearly goes. Now can they find the route they need? Some precision required. The 2 yellows together just below the break line on the left-hand side of the table, they're the ones that are a little bit more awkward. Wonder if one of them, the one that's not blocked by the red, goes to the top right or not. The red might be in the way. If not, then they've got to figure it out a little bit more. If they feel they can't unpick this one, then they could play the cannon. If Oli potted this one and stunned into the bottom one of those 2 together, everything should open up. He just feathered the first yellow, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think you take that. Just about.
Would have been better if the yellow stops a roll less and they were straighter in on this yellow to the top left. But it's not bad at all. Loads of right-hand side just to straighten up off the cushion and stay on the one to the right centre. And Oli just coming back to look at the angle he wants to leave.
Good to see some support in the Mack camp. Ultimate Pool challenger Govey Gill, joined by Lack Badan as well. This will be some finish from the Bales. Only to finish the job. And that is a very high tariff clearance executed very well by Oli and Sonny Bale.
The next 2 frames were shared. We join Vivek breaking in frame 4.
Max to combine here. Gill almost overcompensated there, did Vivek. But cue ball is going to stay up. It's also going to remain dry. Not sure what he's left here. I don't think it's loads.
Yeah, potentially a red.
Sneak down the cushion, yeah, all the way down the line. Having a good look at it. Here's Sonny Bale.
All the reds have pockets. Reds aren't the worst opportunity here. Needs to slide by. Oh, lovely. Couldn't pick it up with his hand and put it any better than that.
Yeah, what a good shot that is. And the Bales are in here.
Could have done with being a few more rolls up the table. If the plan was to take the one in the middle to get onto the one on the left-hand side, they are too short for that one. And both the other 2 at the top of the table don't lend natural position to the one on the left-hand side. And that's not great. He's gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, not ideal.
If the red goes to the bottom left, it may be the shot. If it goes, of course. As tough a pot as it is.
And it was tough. Well, well, well. How often do we see it? It doesn't take much for a finish to go awry. And now Vic and Vivek Mack have a chance. You don't have to go quick here, just take their time on this finish. Just guarantee the point at least and go again.
Two yellows at the top of the table, Plant. I'd be tempted to go up for them now. It looks like he's got the angle just to be able to top through and avoid the red on the break line, or the one just below the break line. If the angle takes him close to it, then it's not worth the risk, but it looks like it's on.
Not going to have much more time after this as Vivek. He's got to decide.
And you can see there the natural angle was taking him a little bit too wide, so had to leave the other yellow at the bottom of the table just to go up. He's left a good angle. Has Vic just overhit this? No, it's pulled up.
Shot.
Very nice. May have to play a little cannon into the red just to stop the reds getting in the way here. No, didn't need to. Could hold. Nicely played.
What I love about this is they haven't rushed it. Cue ball is fine. Perfect.
Oh, I love the reaction of both of them.
That's how you do it, says Dad. Set you up, son. Job done. And the first Scotch frame of the night for our father and son duo, rather than playing these dainty little shots. Can
Definitely
help
helped you.
massively.
I think Vivek will have had a little bit of an experience in here. He did play in the Players Amateur Championship earlier on in the year.
Oh, hold on to your horses, Simon. Is Oli Bale about to pull out a worldy clearance here? He's got 20 seconds to do it. He's a tremendously quick player. He will fancy it.
Where's the 8 ball going? What an effort this is. Oh, uses the yellow to stop the white.
I think he's just going to run out of time. It was some effort from the bullet, though. It really was. But Max thought it was a sure thing that they'd exit with at least a point. Oli Bale tried to change that, but just ran out of steam and ran out of clock. Really, really entertaining match. And it ends in a draw.
Not quite there for Oli Bale, just run out of time, so the points are shared. On to match number 3, and the Macks are back in action, this time up against Kyle Edwards and Phil Hoskins.
Cool, how did that cue ball stay out? Vic Mack with a magic trick.
All the other balls flying in, and the cue ball said no. How close is this?
No way.
It bounces into the back of the pocket. That was right in the middle, but bouncing, so it couldn't drop.
It's almost gone off the table. It was that high. It's come off the lip of the pocket, but on the back, that's crazy.
And look what's been left. Look at this layout.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of the quicker finishes that we'll see, really, considering they're under no time pressure as well. The layout was beautiful. It's nicely cued in by Vivek.
Yeah, never looked like it was going to be in doubt, this finish, after the way they split, but, well, that break was something else.
It really was. I mean, sometimes you just get a little bit of the rub in 8 ball. And they got a little bit of rub there. They finished it beautifully, though, did Vic and Vivek Mack.
They won the next 2 frames as well. We join Phil Hoskins breaking in frame 4.
So even for Vic there, it's shown he's capable of mixing it. As we take another look there at the Phil Hoskins break, I mean, it's a jackhammer, isn't it?
It is. What a weapon he's got there. It really is. That can hold you in really good stead in tournament play. Frame after frame. We'll see in the pairs. The reason I say tournament play, I mean in the pairs you don't get to play every other break, so not as big an advantage, but wow, that is some break he has. Tricky layout left in terms of the 2 reds in the bottom end of the table. Okay, you can argue they've got pockets in the middle and one of them in the bottom right corner, but they're certainly not in nice positions. And that's why reds is not the choice.
It's a tough opening shot, though.
Yeah, yellows are going to be tricky as well. I guess they were thinking yellow off the red at the top of the table, or maybe yellow off the yellow, or they could have played into it potentially off the one in the top half. But now they've missed it. Changes things.
Actually got to feel a little bit for Edwards in particular in this match, because you just feel like obviously went really wrong for him with that finish that Vic then got the rather egregious fluke on. And then every shot that he's had to play, well, the shot that he's had to play since is a really tough full table pot.
Yeah, it's not what you want when you're 3-0 down in a race to 4, a pot like that. You want, especially considering how good the break was from Phil Hoskins.
Well, yellows are going to be the ball now.
Yeah, as I thought they were going to take that yellow off the other ball at the top, and there wasn't much room to do so. If they'd taken the yellow off the yellow, it's much easier to make the shot, but then the yellow goes safe, so they had to take the yellow off the red. There wasn't much red showing.
So once again, it's the Macks who are first in, and with a chance here to wrap this up 4-zip. That's a nice little nudge for Vic. A couple of those in this match.
He's on the one over the pocket, but suspect he'll take the plant. Yeah, he's going to take the plant. Not ideal.
Yeah, they can take the one over the pocket still, but where can they get the cue ball here?
Yeah, position onto the next ball, not guaranteed. Even if they could see the one at the bottom of the table, they could have potted it and gone into the one on the right-hand side at a nice, comfortable pace and either knocked it over or knocked it on. So
good to see the spider out on the 7x4. Not often this happens.
Yeah, that might be the first one of the competition.
Might be the last. It is very, very rare you see the spider used.
So they've got the angle they want to play for the double, just drift through the gap and leave the double. Depends where the 8-ball's going, to be honest with you. The 8-ball looks tight.
Oh, this is confidence. This is confidence. That is confidence. Oh, what a shot that is from Vivek.
Yeah, and I think the 8-ball does go into left centre.
Just tells you how the two of them are feeling out there. They're feeling good. They're playing with confidence, and it is such a big thing. Brilliant pot. Vivek to wrap it up. Never in doubt, heart the pocket, 4-zip. Thank you and good night.
A quick win for the father and son duo, and that puts him in a very strong position in the group. On to match number 4 then, Harriet and Rowley versus Bale and Bale.
And it's the two Bales back in action. Uncle and nephew, Oli and Sonny. Bale squared in the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. And they're going to get the first chance of their second match on the night. They were up against Vic and Vivek Mack in their opening match of the night, one that was drawn. So similarly to Vic and Vivek, who won their last match that we just saw, a win here would set Oli and Sonny up for a very, very good night. But they're up against a team in Andy, Harriet and Shane Rowley who won their opening match. So actually currently are ahead of them in the table. If Andy and Shane were to win this one, it would set up a de facto playoff with Vic and Vivek in the third round.
Yeah, it's an interesting group table right now.
Yeah, the draws really throw the cat among the pigeons, don't they? One thing we can say is our Welsh boys are out following that defeat to Vic and Vivek in the last match. 2 defeats from 2 on Phil Hoskins. And Kyle will have to compete for their third match as a bit of a rubber.
Delicate shot this into the right centre for Sonny Bale. This is tight by the way they're looking at it. Yeah, it's very tight. Very nicely done.
Yeah, cued that one well. Really, really impressed by Andy Harriet and Shane Rowley in our first match, so the two Bales here will have to be on their game in this one. They are in effect the seeded pair, as Oli is an Ultimate Pool professional. But his choice in teaming with his nephew, who is ranked pretty low on the Challenger Series, just opens the group up a little bit and made it wide open, and it's been thoroughly entertaining for it so far. Sonny has given his uncle a tough shot here. And he's executed it well. Cue ball is fine. Only Bale nails the 8-ball for a 1-0 lead.
The next 2 frames were shared as we join Shane breaking off in the second Scotch frame.
Shane Rowley on the break then. This is the Scotch doubles frame. Desperate for a ball and gets one.
Just for a second, I thought we were going to see the 8-ball be clipped in for our first golden break of the night. 8-ball goes close, but watch the cue ball when it comes round. Or the red, rather. Look how close it gets.
Oh,
he was watching it as well.
Yeah, this was close. Whisker away from the first golden break of the night, but they'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yellow by the
things up.
Yeah, yellow by the right centre pocket is really awkward. I think the plan should be to maybe play the other yellow in the middle of the table off that yellow into the middle, and then that yellow just bounces off and comes in the open. I don't think you can get to the potting angle of that one at all, so needs to somehow get to the left-hand side of the table to do that. And of course, there's another one in the bottom half of the table to work out as well, so there's problems in a couple of places.
It's one of those where I just wonder if our camera angle's a little bit deceptive and it's actually a little bit simpler than it looks.
Yeah, we do get fooled. There's no getting around that, but looks tough to me. Well, they've played onto it now, so I'm guessing that there is more room to be on it than we talked about, although I don't think they are on it. They played to get on it. Are they straight? I think they're just about straight enough on the yellow to the bottom left to stay on the other yellow to the bottom right-hand corner, and then it's a case of can they get on that really awkward on the right-hand side.
We are now in the 15-second shot clock portion of the match as well, so no time to think out there for Harriet and Rowley.
This is very, very tight.
It does look it, doesn't it?
And they're the ones out there right behind it. I think they can pot it. And they can. Beautiful shot.
Easy.
Yeah, building drama where there isn't any. Lovely finish this is.
Never in doubt. Yeah, lovely old job that from Harriet and Rowley. Really, really good takedown. I know he's going to take these on. It's a lovely shot. I think everything goes now as well on reds.
Yeah, the red does go top left, and that probably will be his last ball so that he can get onto the 8-ball. If there's enough room to get on the 8-ball from the right-hand side of it, he could get rid of it earlier, but it wouldn't be a bad last ball if he can finish just off straight the wrong way. The problem is he doesn't have a good ball to do that with. He's having a good look at it now, trying to work that out.
Don't have much time to do so on a 15-second shot clock.
So he's going to be trying to get on the one under his hand, second last ball. Straight in on it to the middle is good. He can just track across, but can you land with the angle you need? He probably has to take it to the same pocket he's playing this one now. Doesn't want to be on the cue ball. In the middle.
Oh, Rowley. Well, what an opportunity this is for Andy Harriet and Shane Rowley. 80 seconds to work with. Don't have to rush. Just pot your balls and win the match. And have everything in your hands come the final match of the night to qualify.
Still need a good positional shot. And that isn't it.
No, it isn't.
This is, how do you get on the next ball from here? Just a little bit of care and attention was required then from Shane, and he didn't produce it.
Massive chance, that. Massive chance gone begging.
That's a huge moment in the match, because if he gets
a huge moment in the night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If he gets that pattern right, that they win the match.
Only Bale to sneak it at the death.
Now
It should
the match
really
clock.
be 3-2. Andy Harriet and Shane Rowley. And they're even going to call the extension here, which just rules out any chance of a sort of miracle clearance. It's all going to be on the next break. There will be time for one more break. Only Bale puts his pairing in front with 9 seconds left. The match can be tied. 8 balls moving! Oh, that's how close they came.
No goal on break, so victory for the uncle and nephew duo. After 2 matches each, Bale and Mack sit at the top of the table with a win and a draw and 3 points. Harriet and Rowley sits third in the group with a win and a loss, and Edwards and Hoskins are out of the competition with 2 losses from 2 games. We've got 2 more matches left to come, Edwards and Hoskins versus Bale and Bale, and then Harriet and Rowley versus Mack and Mack. Bale and Bale need to get victory to put some pressure on for the final match.
All with a massive chance of qualification into the last round of matches. All to play for. And it's the Bales at the table.
Yeah, and an interesting one for the other pairs not involved to know what they want to happen here. Andrew Harriet and Shane Rowley, they need Sonny and Oli to not get the victory to have a chance. If a victory for the Bales here, they would be out. Oh, Oli got that one all wrong. That's one of the worst bits of timing I've ever seen Oli put in. Very bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's trying to bring the cue ball back, and he's gone forwards.
He can't believe what he's just done.
Don't
Should
worry.
get away with it, though.
Nephew will bail him out, of course. He's been playing very well today as Sonny.
Yeah, Bale by name, Bale by nature.
Yeah. And now they should, you know, get out, really.
A little bit of chatter out there from Oli and Sonny. As he says, I'll play the difficult shots.
He's come up just a little bit short. He wanted to be a touch straighter on the one to the top left, so you can just drift through the gap, take the one to the right centre, and then down. He needs the red in the middle of the table to go to the top right now. If it doesn't, it can become a problem ball. And that tells me it doesn't. Oli needs to play a very good positional shot here, and the easiest pocket to land on here for the red is top right, and we've already talked about it might not go there, because I think if it did, he might have seen Sonny play for it. But
if he plays that shot though and plays long, then he may have it to the middle.
Well, it must go. I was going to say it's tricky to get there in the middle, but it must go in the corner. I guess they've left it in the middle to connect to the 8 ball better, but I don't think it's a full pocket.
A tester for Sonny Bale. See there, not got the whole pocket. Cues it in nevertheless. And that one's in the heart of the pocket from Uncle Oli. So the 2 Bales in the mix.
The next 2 frames were shared. We joined frame 4 halfway through.
I think you almost have to at this point. Pressure double though. If they make it, they go 3-1 up. If they miss it, they are almost certainly at 2-2.
Just got to watch the cue ball here. Could easily go in the same pocket.
Just like that, you called it. You called it.
I guess it doesn't hurt as much when the red doesn't drop, but that could make a massive difference to them if the Welsh pairing can run these out.
Oh, this could be massive. And if you're Andy Harriet and you're Shane Rowley, you're screaming at Phil and Kyle here to slow down, relax, take as much time off the clock as possible. We'd love it to be 2-2.
Yeah, because it is going to be the Bales breaking next. Not sure which one of them will be in that. Oh, dear.
Oh, Kyle.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
wow.
What a let-off
Oh, that's an enormous let-off. Oh, he's got to play this. Oh, and he's in off. Well, I mean, talking of let-offs.
Well, nobody wants to win this frame.
I mean,
it was an awkward angle, but Ollie's just got himself in a little bit of a mess there. He wanted to call Sonny in, as he has done all night long, to talk about it, but at 15 seconds a shot, you haven't really got time. You've just got to kind of... Ollie's good enough to pick the gap there and got that one wrong.
well, the big winners in this frame look like it's going to be Andy Harriet and Shane Rowley. Got to pop the 8-ball though, Carl Edwards. And he does. He fires it in after missing a dolly earlier on in the frame that would have won it.
What an error by Ollie Bale, and that would cost them the win as the clock ran down in the next frame. On to our final game then. If the Macks win, they are through. If they draw, it's a 6-red shootout with Ollie and Sonny Bale. If Harriet and Rowley win, then they go into a 6-red shootout with Ollie and Sonny as well.
Has made that red a little bit difficult. Yes, you can just take it off the table, but
Yeah,
how can you do that safely?
I like the combination here. Maybe you don't have to take it first shot. You could play the other one to the bottom left to get yourself right behind the combination if you wanted to, just to make it easier. Depends how confident you are with them. In terms of when I say combination, I make them both in the same shot rather than the loss of turn. Tricky from here. Could have done with an extra 6 inches, 8 inches of pace. A little bit easier when you're right behind it to really get the angle you need, which is why I was saying not playing it first shot.
Shot. Really good shot from Andy Harriet. Especially when that was on the jaw. Those are difficult.
When do you go up for the one at the top of the table?
I was just about to ask you that question, Si.
Yeah, and when you do go up, don't be straight. If he goes up now, he's got to miss the yellow. Just throw it wider. There we go. Really nice control. Be very, very impressed with Andrew tonight. I think he's played a great night of pool. He's right up there with the strongest player on show tonight so far. I've been impressed with Vivek as well.
Yeah, completely agreed. Which is incredibly boring of me, but there it is. Completely agree. Now the vet has to cue this one in.
Don't be straight. Don't be straight.
Oh, I think he's slightly off straight, but it's still...
I'd be tempted to come back for the double now. You could just come back and leave a very thin cut, but I don't think you can get good on the 8-ball. So doubles are, most players are fairly confident with them. Well, if you're coming back for the double, you've not come back far enough, so it must be the cut.
How do you like these, Andy?
Well, I think he's looking at a double in the corner, but that looks a little tight. I think it goes, but it's not. Right, maybe it is open pocket. Difficult to tell.
It's a double. Not there for Andy Harriet.
And that would cost them the opening frame. Big Mack then made it 2-0 in the next frame, and we join his son Vivek in frame 3.
Oh, he just tried to pinch it.
Yeah.
Tried to hold it, and in the end, he's actually probably held it a little bit too much.
Yeah, he didn't want that cue ball to drift up the table, because if you make the centre pocket, all of a sudden the cue ball's on the break line, and you're asking a question yourself. If you make that off the thick jaw, the next ball to play would have been the one right at the bottom of the table, and then drift up. But just missing that, has that potentially asked a question and maybe changed the momentum here?
Well, that yellow by the middle pocket, I don't think it sneaks by the red.
No, but he has an angle on the one to the bottom right to get 2 bat balls moving here. Probably want to avoid the one on the cushion and go for the one just above it. Just like that.
That'll do.
I think you have to play the big shot here. I think you have to consider your options and Take the big shot down the cushion now. If you take it and you make it, you win the frame. If you don't, you're going to lose the frame. It's a huge shot. Cushions are paying, the pockets are playing generous for this sort of shot if you play them pocket weight.
Just like that. Andy Harriet's the business tonight.
Been very impressed. Needs a good positional shot here. That's a lot of work left from there. It looks like he's lining up the one on the cushion, but this is a big shot. Yeah. Didn't try and get too close to his work. He could have put some side on that right-hand side and got the cue ball right up the table.
Yeah, this is as much about... Ah, not quite there.
Could just sense that one. Just sensed it. Okay, that was an easier pot than the one he just made down the right-hand side cushion, but you just sensed it because of the position, the cue ball side of things.
That's a tough shot, that. Vivek Mack to sweep up, and with just under 5 minutes remaining, they're almost there. Almost there.
I think ideally you'd leave the one over the left centre, but the natural here is fine. You just rest the cue ball on the bottom cushion. Straight's not great. Straight's not great.
He looks slightly off straight the wrong way as well, which is even worse.
Just overhit that one.
That yellow in the middle of the table starting to look bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Great shot. If he avoids the middle, yeah, that's brilliant.
That just shows you how much angle you can create from absolutely straight. You can really manipulate it, and with these super fine cloths, great angles that aren't there.
Brilliant shot from Vivek Mack, and they are on the hill.
Well, they're taking their time here, but this needs to be lightning quick. Remember, they've got to win 4 frames.
4 frames in 2 minutes. Never going to happen, surely. Surely. I mean, with the golden break and golden duck, you do just never know.
Yeah, you need at least one of them. Big shot now.
Might still be able to get this in.
Yeah, big shot though. Just let the last 2 positional shots get away.
That'll do it. Smile from the vet, Andy Harriet. Not quite to be tonight. He's played really, really well. Now a chance for the Macks to finish them.
Well, Vic's having a close look at this. I don't know whether it goes.
You're not going to play into it.
Well, Vic might not have thought it went, but I think Viv does. So he's told him to play on it. Oh, it didn't. It didn't. Not that it really matters, but they would like to have finished it off with a nice 4-0 win in style.
Oh, that just sums it up, doesn't it? And there comes the concession. Shane Rowley and Andy Harriet concedes. And what a night it has proved to be for father and son, Vic Mack and Vivek Mack. And just look what it means to the boys from Coventry.
Well, great performance from the father and son duo then. Vic and Vivek Mack go on through to the next stage of the competition. 2 wins and a draw, fairly comfortable in that final match as well. We move on to week 7 of the Ultimate Pool Pairs, where we see Shane Thompson and Tom Cousins in action, the big headline act for this group. But John Rowe, Ultimate Pool Professional, and Lewis Roberts are a great partnership as well. And Andy Appleton and Michael Tomlinson made it through to final stages last year in this competition. Dennis Horan and Kyle McQuillan complete the group. All the action on Monday night at 6:30 on ultimatepool.tv and Free Sports. I'll be back next week for a roundup of all the action.
This programme is brought to you by ultimatepool.tv.